Hi everyone, it's Rima from Cake It To Me. Today on my channel, we're making these beautiful Christmas tree and wreath meringue cookies. They're delicious and easy to make since they only take a few ingredients. I'm going to show you how to make these meringues using the French meringue method. So let's get started. To make the meringue, we'll need a few simple ingredients, like egg whites, white granulated or superfine sugar, vanilla extract, almond extract, and a pinch of salt. And the optional ingredients are cream of tartar, sprinkles, and any gel food coloring that you want to decorate with. We'll start by adding the pinch of salt to our sugar. Then we'll add a little sprinkle of cream of tartar to our egg whites. This just helps stabilize the egg whites and create a better meringue. If you don't have cream of tartar, you can use a very small amount of lemon juice as well. Once the cream of tartar is in there, we're going to just start whisking our egg whites until they become light and airy and frothy. I'm using a hand mixer here, but this would be ideal to do an automated stand mixer because it just has more power. After about 5 minutes, the egg white mixture will become really light and foamy like this. And at this point, we can slowly start adding in our granulated or superfine sugar. If you can find superfine sugar, that would be the best thing to use here. If you're using granulated sugar, this process will just take longer. And if you're using a hand mixer like I am here, that's also going to add a few extra minutes. So just be aware of that and just keep mixing in very small increments, about a tablespoon of sugar at a time, until it completely dissolves in the meringue. You don't want any large crystals of sugar in your meringue. And one way you can tell that the sugar hasn't dissolved is just by looking at the meringue. You'll see bumps, kind of like you're seeing here. The other way is that you can take a pinch of it between your thumb and your index finger and feel for any granulated sugar in between your fingers. If you see or feel any of those large sugar crystals, it just means you need to keep whisking until the sugar completely dissolves. So this is how the final French meringue will look. It'll be silky, glossy, and it'll hold its shape. And the reason why I know that is because it's leaving those beautiful ribbons in the bowl as I'm whisking. So at this point, we can stop and add our flavorings. For this batch, I'm adding vanilla and almond flavoring, but I also love a good peppermint flavor to these meringues as well. Now that the meringue is completely ready, we can move on to the decorations. For piping the Christmas trees and the wreaths, we're going to use this beautiful extra large open star French tip, and we're going to add this to a large piping bag. Once the piping bag is on, we can go ahead and open it and start painting the inside with gel food coloring. I've got 2 different types of green food coloring, and I'm going to take a little paintbrush and just make lines all the way up and down from the tip to the very top of the bag with this gel food coloring. You can also use a bamboo skewer to make these lines. This is how the bag will look after you've made your gel food coloring lines. The more lines you have, the more color payoff there will be. Now we can fill our piping bag with the meringue mixture. Just make sure you press down on one side of it after it's full to take out any air bubbles. This is how beautiful your piping bag will look once you are ready to go and start making the meringues. To get started, we're going to take our cookie sheet and secure our parchment paper by putting down a little bit of meringue on each corner. Then we're ready to start piping our Christmas trees. Piping these trees is so much fun, but it does require a little bit of practice. You want to make a big base at the bottom and then make smaller bases as you go at the top. You want to work fast, and soon as your trees are piped, just go ahead and sprinkle on any sprinkles you want. And also try to get them in the oven ASAP. Because I was filming and not moving fast enough, my meringue did sit around and become a little droopy, so do as I say, not as I do. It still came out really pretty, and the results were still really fantastic. If you ever find that your meringue is getting soft and your trees are starting to lean over too much, you just want to take your meringue out of your piping bags and just re-whip it for a few minutes until it becomes firm. I also made some rings, which are absolutely stunning, to create some wreaths. And I also decorated these guys with the sprinkles of my choice. Once your meringues are decorated and ready to go, we're going to pop them in the oven at 200 degrees for a couple of hours until they basically dry out. This is how they look coming out of the oven. They're so adorable, and you know they're done when the back is very crunchy and it almost sounds hollow when you tap on it. And now we're going to put the finishing touches. First up are the wreaths. We're going to make little bows for the wreaths using these string candies. You gently want to pull off one entire string of this candy and be very careful because they are likely to break. So very gently pull one off. And once you have the string pulled off, just go ahead and tie it into a pretty little bow. And then you just want to press down in the middle to keep its shape the way it is. And now we can just go ahead and stick it directly onto our meringues. Mine was sticky enough that it didn't need any frosting, but if yours isn't sticking, you can use just a small dollop of frosting to secure the bow. I'm going to go ahead and complete this look for the rest of the wreath. Next up are our beautiful little Christmas meringue trees. There's not a whole lot to finish up here, but I am adding some beautiful sparkling edible glitter onto the trees. It just gives it that nice finishing touch, makes the tree look like it's lit up and it's snowy. I just love this look so much. And just like that, you've got your beautiful little Christmas tree meringue cookies. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I really hope you make it yourself because these things are absolutely delicious. Here's me doing a taste test of one of these meringues. You can hear just how crunchy it is. They're such light and airy cookies, and you can really flavor them however you want. I like doing a peppermint version of the same exact cookie as well. The full written recipe is in the description below, along with the tools that I use to make these beautiful little trees. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please be sure to subscribe and or leave a comment. See you until the next video.